Hello, everyone. How are you? Thank you for having me. You know, back in my day, it was called pimping and pandering. Today, they put sexual exploitation and human trafficking. When I heard that, I was like, it's still pain. It's still pain. I'm going to tell you a little about my story. As you can tell, I'm biracial. I'm white, black, Indian, and Puerto Rican. I went to how can I say it, majority African-American school. The African-American kids didn't want to play with me because my hair was blonde and I was light. The Caucasian kids didn't want to play with me because my hair wasn't straight as theirs and I didn't speak their dialect. So where did I fit in? My father was a chronic alcoholic who beat my mother for breakfast, lunch, brunch, and dinner. Where did I fit in? I was only a child. A cousin moved in, an older cousin of ours. He was in his late 20s, early 30s, and I was only 8 years old. When he moved in, he started playing dolls with me. Because, see, when a drama was going on in my house, I made a little house out of the attic for me and my dolls. And I thought anybody who liked dolls was cool. But that was only for him to start molesting me. And as he's molesting me, he's telling me, if you say anything to anybody, your father is going to kill your mother. Remember, I was only a child. Little did I know at that time that that secret and that molestation, that I was going to turn into a Category 7 tornado with all the feelings and emotions going on, and I didn't know what to do. I kept running away from home, running away from home. Finally, I got emancipated at the age of 15. At the age of 15, this man walked up to me, and he told me I was pretty. Pretty? He said, let's go to dinner. He took me to dinner. He wined me. He dined me. He bought me clothes. He made me feel real good, like I was that girl. I was special and that he loved me and everything was going to be okay. See, at that time, I was looking for that love, that father figure. I was looking for someone who loved me. I was looking for someone who was going to take care of me. But he loved me. So he started taking me to the bars, only to slip something in my drink. When I looked up, it was this man on top of me. But I'm looking at the other man who said he loved me and wonder why he's not going to do anything. We in God's house, so I can't curse. But he looked at me and called me the B word and told me now I had to pay him for everything he's done for me. And if I don't, he was going to kill my mother. At that time, I had a son and my child. One thing you need to remember, that when there's any form of trauma, the child mentally stops growing right there. So I mentally stopped growing at the age of 8, but I physically kept growing. So when he said this to me, I'm scared. I'm terrified. I don't know what to do. I can't run and tell the police. Because see, every day he's instilling me with beatings. The beatings start with a extension cord, a bat, a broom. I was even made to go in the closet, floor full of rice, on my hands and my knees for hours. And I bet not say nothing. Try living like that. And remember, I was only 15. I had to stand on the corners here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. You know the weird thing? We see women and children standing on the corners and we call them prostitutes. But they can bring women over from other countries and you call them victims. I have a problem with that. I have a big problem with that. Because what about me? What about me? My life went on like that, where I had to travel to different cities. Had to stand on many corners. You had to be high in order to do what I did. Drugs and alcohol stopped me from thinking, from feeling, from caring. Because, see, I was trapped. I was trapped mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Because, see, my thing was, everybody was like, well, Leslie, we want to pray for you. Pray for me? I didn't believe in God. There was no God at that time to me. Because if there was a God, why me? Why me? Why was my family not like the Addams family? Not the Addams family, Lord. My family was the Addams family, sorry. But the Brady Bunch and the Partridge family, I just told y'all my age, didn't I? Okay. Why was my family not like that? Why me? Why? I'm in and out of jails. I'm in and out of mental institutions. See, I'm in the system. Jail, mental institution, homelessness. I'm going around and around. The system just kept me going around and around because I was a statistic for each organization. That's what I was. Not a human being, a statistic. So I go see the psychiatrist because I had to. And he tells me, Leslie, you're paranoid schizophrenic. That's what he told me. But see, what he didn't, because I had all the symptoms. Of course I did. Because when I went in there, I was high. What are the side effects of smoking crack cocaine? Let me see. Delusions, paranoia, all the same symptoms. But he didn't ask me why. He didn't look to notice the pimp sitting out in the hallway. Then I go back and he says, I'm manic depressant. He not noticing the pimp in the hallway. And we had to make a certain amount of money each day. And if you didn't meet that quota, you would get beaten. And when we traveled to other states, we had to coerce other young girls to come with us. Because if we didn't, we would get beaten. And see, back in my era, they would drive up and down Division and just open the trunk and throw you in and take you to Tennessee, Kansas, wherever they were going. Funny, law enforcement wasn't doing anything then. They wasn't doing anything. They didn't care. And I'm going to keep it real with you. They didn't care. Now technology has gotten real good, and everybody is starting to see what is exactly going on right here. And a lot of people are getting ticked off. Now law enforcement's like, here we come. You're a little late, buddy. Because it's been going on all the time. I remember being stabbed over 20 times. Just so happened someone found my foot sticking out of the S-curve. They took me to a hospital. I remember the nurse, and I heard her. Well, if she wasn't out there hoeing, this wouldn't have happened. You talking about hurt, shame, embarrassment, because nobody never knew. Nobody never knew. Nobody would even take the time to talk to me, to understand me, to feel my pain. I remember July 4th of 2000. I tried to commit suicide. I was sick and tired. At that time, I was homeless. Eating out of the garbage can at McDonald's. I did not care. I wanted to die because I was so alone. I was so alone because I finally got away from the pimp. I finally got away. But guess what? I'm still hostage again because now I'm on drugs. And for me, drugs was not a choice. They were not a choice. Here, take this. Take this. And you better take it. Because it made me very submissive. But July 4th of 2000, the party was over. I was tired. I was sick and tired of living I was sick and tired of people staring at me. I was sick and tired of people not understanding, not caring. So I bought a bunch of drugs because I know if I did that and mixed them all together, that I would go to sleep. And I'll never wake up again. And I did that. But as I'm dying, and I felt it. But as I'm dying, I'll never forget. I will never forget. I said, if there is a God in heaven, help me, man. Help me. I can't tell you what I felt. I can't describe to anyone what I felt. But it's a power that surged through me, that still surges through me today. I got up. I called my mom. Mind you, my mom, I'm glad she ain't here. She ain't but this tall. I wouldn't say that if she was here. They had posters of me up and down Division because my mother thought I was dead. My mother came and got me. And she was able to actually pick me up. That's how little I was. And I put myself into a drug treatment center. But this time when I went into the drug treatment center, you know, they give you medication to detox and all that good stuff and wanted you to go see the psychiatrist so he could put me on some meds. Not this time. I ain't crazy. Ain't nothing wrong with me. Except for I need to work on the inside and not be medicated. They put me in a room and they kept watching me for 5 days in that room. I fought the demons of drug abuse. I fought with everything I had. The aches, the pains, the sweat. I'm coming through this. When I came out after 5 days, it looked like somebody had just dunked me in the water. I stayed in that program for 30 days, but that wasn't enough for me. So I put myself into a place called Rosehaven with some nuns. Ooh. Ooh. I went in there with them nuns, the Dominican sisters. I think that's their name. All I know, they were nuns. I went in there, and it was like you go to bed at a certain time, you wake up at a certain time, and that was foreign to me. Being productive was foreign to me. Having people say, Leslie, I want to help you. First thing go off in my head is, what do you want? Because everybody who said they loved me and wanted to help me always hurt me or sold me. So I had to learn how to forgive those who hurt me in order to free myself. And I fought, and I fought, and I prayed, and I cried, and I fought. I graduated that program and became first ever resident to become staff. And I'm still making a lot of noise in Grand Rapids about prostitution. But don't nobody want to hear it. Don't nobody want to hear it. But I ain't going to shut up. I don't think so. Because God instilled in me a fight. And any way you want to go, baby, let's go. Because these women are dying. These children are dying. And I'm sick and tired of the system picking and choosing who they will and will not help. You made that up. Click. I went home one day and there was a card on my door. It said, Grand Rapids Police, we would like to talk to you. I was like, oh no. The first thing in my mind is like, what did I do in my addiction that I forgot? Then another card, Leslie, this is Ralph Mason. I need to talk to you. Ralph Mason? Mind you, he's a lieutenant that chased me for about 25 years. And we had a hate relationship. Come to find out, they offered me a position as the outreach worker. I kept that position for about 5 years, but I walked away. And the reason I walked away is because one of the women got caught prostituting, and he let her go. And I asked the detective, why did you let her go? And he told me, because she was going to do a drug deal for him to make a bust. What? He said, Leslie, that was her decision. She does not know how to make a healthy decision. She does not know. So I had to make a choice. Either I stay here, make good money, good benefits, or I walk away. Because to me, staying there, I might as well have been pimping. I walked away. But the women kept coming, and they kept coming to me. So I opened my home for women who have been sexually exploited and human trafficked. Today, Sacred Beginnings has 2 homes. We have 15 women. Since 2005, we have serviced over 400 women. Thank you. Thank you. July 5th will make 12 years free for me. And I actually seen the pimp, as whatever. I actually seen him about, about a month ago. And he looked at me and I looked at him. But, ooh, thank God I got God in me, because he would have been a done deal. It would have been over with. And that was my life for 25 years. My body still bears the scars. Not only the stabbings, but the shootings. My mind still, at times, holds the rapes from John's, the discrimination. But there's a God in me. When I ask again, why me? I get an answer, why not you? Why not you, Leslie? Who better to stand up and fight real bold for women and children than Miss Leslie? I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out. I want to thank the presenters, because I learned a little more about what you guys do. But I also want you to know that right here in the state of Michigan, right here, these children And these women are being sold. Be careful when you're walking down the street and you see a little girl with a male. Look at the baby. Take some classes on what to look for. And let me ask you guys one thing. When I say pimps or traffickers, what do you think of? Huh? I can't hear y'all. Wrong. They're women just like me. When you think of traffickers, think of me. Because who better to coerce a child or another female or male, because males too, than a female who has already coerced herself at one point. Because throughout my terror, it was me. I was forced to bring other young girls, as they say, into the stable. But I also was the one who helped them run away and get out. So I want you to remember that. Once again, my name is Leslie King-Borrego. I am a voice for those who don't have a voice. I'm also a mentor, a mother, a grandmother, and a very powerful advocate. Thank you.